Commanders fans, hope everybody had a good weekend. I certainly did. I certainly had a good weekend not having to watch this football team be poorly coached. But yeah, as you guys have heard, this is from Mike Garofolo, Ian Rappaport. They're saying Carson Wentz is facing a recovery time of roughly 4 to 6 weeks, and injury reserve is a consideration. Sources tell me and Mike Garofolo. He's currently in LA, Los Angeles, meeting with a hand specialist because of his fractured ring finger. Also, Ben Standing tweeted as well. The Commanders are waiting to hear from a specialist before determining next steps on Carson Wentz's fractured ring finger. But Rap Sheet and Mike Garofolo reporting the quarterback expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks, possibly land on injury reserve. Taylor Heinicke to start and Sam Howell the backup. So, we know how this coaching staff thinks. They're gonna try Heinicke out. They're gonna put him out there first. And I'm really intrigued to see what Heinicke does with weapons because even when we had that 4-game winning streak last year, I thought Heinicke did a solid job. I thought he did a good job quarterbacking. I know his arm strength is limited, but behind this offensive line, we just need a quarterback with mobility. I thought Carson Wentz had his moments. I'm not blaming him for our 2-4 record. I saw some comments saying that you can't blame Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was not playing well. Let's just be real with that too. He wasn't playing well. He was missing receivers. He's a statue back there. He can't move. And Taylor Heineke, he can move. You gotta be able to evade the rush. Carson was missing some layups too. He was. He had McKissick open against the Bears. He missed Taylor. He missed Terry McLaurin, who was wide open on a slant route, on a dig route, just running wide open across the field. And he just played poorly against Dallas too. He played poorly against Dallas. He played poorly against the Lions. First half was bad. It wasn't on him. It was the offensive line. And then the 2 interceptions against the Jags. He's just been a roller coaster. He's had great moments, and he's had his bad moments. I like the way he played in the Titans game, though. I did. I like the way he played in that game. But the Eagles game was abysmal. The Cowboys game was abysmal. There was just some really bad moments with Carson Wentz. And you saw when we tried to run the ball, that's Scott Turner's fault. You should never call it a read option with Carson Wentz, but he turned his ankle just trying to run a read option. Like, the guy can't move. You have to have a good offensive line to protect Carson Wentz at this stage. He just can't move, and he has been missing the intermediate passes and some of the underneath throws too. Now his deep passes have been good, like the De'Ami Brown pass was beautiful. I thought the Curtis Samuel pass down the middle of the field was a beautiful pass too, but Curtis just dropped the football. So I just think, especially with this ring finger injury, it's not going to be good, and it looks like he really turned his ankle too. But he's a tough guy. I love that block he put out there. For was it Gibson or Brian Robinson blocking Roquan Smith. I thought Carson has been tough, and he stood up. He's taken a lot of sacks, but he's been tough. I just think Taylor Heineke honestly gives us a better chance to win. Do I think we're going to win a bunch of games now? Who knows? This Green Bay game is really winnable. It's really winnable. They just lost to the Jets. They just lost to the Giants. Aaron Rodgers does not look like the Aaron Rodgers that we all know and have seen the past couple of years. And you can run the ball on the Packers defense. We have to get back to running the football. That has to be our bread and butter now. This offensive line is one of the worst in the league. But we got to start running the football with Gibson and Brian Robinson. But Heineke, man, I think he's going to give this team a spark and some life, some mobility. He's got weapons that he didn't have last year. He didn't have Jahan Dotson last year. He didn't have Curtis Samuel for the most part. And didn't have Cole Turner. McKissick was out for some of the games. So he has weapons now. He has chemistry with Terry McLaurin. I'm not gonna hype Heineke up, but I like his game. I love his moxiness. I love his toughness. I love the legend of Taylor Heineke. I love the way he plays hard. Every snap, every down. Now he had his fair share of bad games too. That Dallas game, both Dallas games were awful last year. They were just awful games from him. He was under pressure a lot, but he just didn't do well under the pressure. And and I heard he worked on his arm strength too. So I'm intrigued to see that too. I really am. I'm intrigued to see that he worked on his arm strength over the offseason. So Albert Breer also reported, he said the Commanders are waiting to talk to the doctors, but if Wentz is out for an extended period, it'll be Taylor Heineke's show, I'm told. And with his experience / fit, Heineke will open up the playbook for the offensive staff. Now, the thing is, Scott Turner and Ron Rivera said they could open up the playbook with Carson Wentz, but now they're talking about, Albert Breer saying that they can open up the playbook with Heineke because he knows Scott Turner's system. This could be a Todd Collins type of thing here where, Jason Campbell went down, Todd Collins came in, and the Skins went on a magical run. I don't see that happening, but hey, who knows? You just never know. Green Bay's a winnable game, in my opinion. The Vikings are a winnable game. We play the Eagles. I don't see us winning that one. But hey, Lane Johnson, I don't know how long he's going to be out. The Eagles looked real beatable when Lane Johnson got hurt. They play the Vikings. They play the Packers, of course, next week. They play the Vikings, the Eagles, and they play the Colts. They could be the Colts. They could, but like I said, I don't believe in this coaching staff and offensive line. So yeah, I'm rooting for Taylor. I really am. The 4-game winning streak last year, he was a big part of that. He was. That Tampa Bay game where we beat Tampa, he made some big throws in that game. He made a big throw to Terry McLaurin over the middle of the field for a first down. That was a huge throw. That was a huge throw. The Panthers game where we beat them in Carolina, that was a huge dot that he threw to Cam Sims in the red zone for a touchdown. That was a beautiful throw. Beating Russell Wilson last year. He was a game manager. He didn't make mistakes. We ran the football. That's the way we have to win. And this defensive line, we got to give this defensive line credit, man. They done a heck of a job. Montez Sweat has stepped up big time. James Smith-Williams, F.A. Obata, Casey Toohill, Jerron Payne, John Allen. The defensive line has really played their butts off these last 2 weeks. Sam Howell, as far as he goes, I wouldn't be mad if they played Sam Howell. I'm not against that either. I'm really not. You do want to see what you got in the future. But I do think eventually, if things don't go right, then yes, Sam Howell will get his opportunity for sure. I don't see Carson Wentz playing another snap after this. And the whole draft pick thing, playing 70% of the snaps, I don't see him playing again this year. I just don't. I don't see it happening. I don't see him being brought back next year. I think they just let go of his contract or release him, or they just don't guarantee his contract. They don't pick up the option, and he'll be a free agent next year, and we just save that money. We just save that $28 million next year. That's what I see happening with Carson Wentz. But like I said, it was a roller coaster ride. We saw some good, we saw some bad. Good against the Titans, and then a terrible interception in the red zone against the Titans as well to end his almost end his Washington career. So we'll see what Scott Turner does with Taylor Heinicke, man. I just feel a little bit bad for De'Ami Brown because he won't get deep passes like he was getting from Carson Wentz. But that's another weapon too. We got to get Jahan Dotson back healthy and Logan Thomas healthy, and then Taylor Heinicke will have a full arsenal of weapons. And I think we can do more. I think we're going to move the football better than what Carson Wentz was doing last week against the Bears because it was awful. So you guys let me know what you guys think. Carson Wentz roughly facing 4 to 6 weeks. It could be on IR. I'm intrigued to see what Taylor Heinicke can do. I think we have a legitimate shot against the Green Bay Packers this week. I really do. I think we have a legitimate chance. I really do. Because they're just not playing well. And I think Taylor Heinicke's going to, like I keep saying, he's going to provide a spark, escapability, mobility, making something shake, making something happen, and just hitting those intermediate throws. Yak guys. We got yak guys. We got guys that can make something happen after the catch. Curtis Samuel's got to step up. Terry's got to step up, of course. Jahan, De'Ami, they got to make something happen after the catch. Cole Turner, all these guys. So, all right, guys, you guys let me know what you guys think, man. Legend of Taylor Heinicke is back. He gets another opportunity to show what he can do in the NFL. All right, you guys, hail to Commanders. Peace.